Coney!
LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is a densely packed game, with its open-world Gotham and fantastic campaign brimming with things to do, secrets to track down, collectibles to find, and much more. As you prepare to dive bomb into its offerings, here we've compiled a few beginner tips and tricks to keep in mind as you start your journey in Gotham City. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Gadgets in combat. Legacy of the Dark Knight employs a new combat system for the LEGO Batman series, taking heavy cues from the Arkham series instead, which means that using your gadgets smartly during combat is just as important as the brawling aspects. From using your batarangs to stun foes, to yanking them towards you from a distance with the Batclaw, gadgets can come in handy during fights in a variety of ways, especially when it comes to dealing with different enemy types. Perfect counter. Countering incoming enemy blows is a crucial part of Legacy of the Dark Knight's moment-to-moment combat, much like the Arkham games, and as you would expect, there are ways to make it an even stronger tool. You will, for instance, want to unlock the perfect counter ability as soon as you can. It does exactly what its name suggests, allowing you to deal boosted damage to enemies if you counter moves with the exact perfect timing. Concussive Batarang. Another upgrade that you'll want to prioritize, and that happens to be available pretty early on as luck would have it, is the Concussive Batarang. These special batarangs stick to the foes that you fire them at, before exploding in a concussive blast that damages the enemies and anyone and anything around them. These are quite useful in both stealth and combat, so make sure to unlock them when you get the chance. Focus Slam. Focus Slam is another useful upgrade that you should keep an eye on, given how useful it can be in combat. With it, you can use the Batclaw to swing enemies around in a gigantic arc before smashing them into the ground. As you can imagine, this deals plenty of damage, and is also effective for crowd control. Distract. Legacy of the Dark Knight allows players to unlock a variety of different abilities and upgrades across various different playable characters, and one in particular that is quite useful is Catwoman's Distract ability. It lets you summon cats to distract foes so that you can sneak around them or deal with them as you see fit. As you might imagine, it's a great ability to have up your sleeve for stealth scenarios. Goop Trail. Commissioner Gordon is another one of the Legacy of the Dark Knight's several playable characters, and yes, he too comes equipped with unique tools and abilities. For his foam spraying gun, for instance, you can unlock the Goop Trail ability, which allows you to leave sticky traps all over the ground, which can come in quite handy in tricky combat situations, especially when you're faced with large crowds. Scanning. Legacy of the Dark Knight features a scanning mechanic. Unsurprisingly, this is a Batman game after all. And as you'd expect, the scanning ability is one that is frequently useful. Not only does it let you see and mark nearby enemies for when you're in a stealthy mood, it also pings nearby objects and elements of interest. When you find yourself in a new environment then, make sure to hit that scan button. Wayne Tech Chips. Scattered throughout Gotham and the many levels that it holds, you'll find Wayne Tech Chips, or you'll want to at least, because these are how you upgrade your gadgets. So should you run into any Wayne Tech Chips locked behind puzzles or combat challenges, well, make sure that you don't ignore them. Mini-kits. As you would expect, there are several mini-kits to be found across the entirety of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Each level features an exclusive one, with 5 different pieces hidden and tucked away for players to find. Each full mini-kit set that you find then makes its way to the Batcave as a trophy for you to look at and admire. While they may not provide any gameplay benefits, they serve as one of the several kinds of collectibles, so if you're a completionist, you're gonna want to keep an eye out. Riddler Trophies. Given how strongly Legacy of the Dark Knight is inspired by Rocksteady's Batman Arkham games, it comes as no surprise that it features Riddler Trophies as one of its many different kinds of collectibles. These are scattered throughout Gotham and usually are locked behind different puzzles, as you might imagine. Though there's obviously not nearly as many of them as there were in the Arkham titles, there is a good few for players to track down, and they're usually fun, so they definitely come recommended. More collectibles. TT Games' LEGO titles have always prided themselves on their bevy of collectibles and unlockables, and Legacy of the Dark Knight doesn't disappoint in this department either. In addition to the aforementioned Wayne Tech chips, Riddler trophies, and mini-kits, there's plenty more to be tracked down, including red bricks, over 100 suits, and so much more. So there's plenty of reason to keep exploring and to replay levels. Batcave.
Is this really necessary?
Hold on. Wait here.
LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight allows players to explore Bruce's Batcave, and yes, it is every bit as awesome as you would expect. What's more, the game also allows you to personalize and expand your underground HQ. In addition to the aforementioned mini-kit trophies, you can customize the Batcave with furniture and decorations or even multiple expansions, all of which are purchased with studs. So, stock up on those studs. Building vehicles. Of course, Batcave upgrades aren't the only reason that you're going to want to stock up on those studs. For instance, studs are also how you build new vehicles. There's a variety of different Batmobile and Batcycle variants to be built, while you can also use red power bricks to apply cosmetic customizations to those vehicles. Unlocking suits. As mentioned, there are over 100 different suits to be unlocked across Legacy of the Dark Knight's roster of playable characters. Some, of course, are unlocked as you progress through the main missions, but there are other ways to add to your growing closet as well, including stores where you can purchase new suits or activities that you can complete around the open world to unlock more. Meanwhile, similar to vehicles, you can also unlock red power bricks to get your hands on new variants for suits that you already own. Difficulty. Legacy of the Dark Knight is a LEGO game, of course, which means TT Games, as always, has crafted a game that appeals to all ages, which in turn means that it isn't the most challenging game, just to say the least. And while that doesn't get in the way of how fun it is in the slightest, there will be many of you out there who might want the game to present a bit more of a challenge, especially given its Arkham-inspired combat and stealth mechanics. Well, if you're in that group, we would suggest cranking the difficulty up to Dark Knight mode, which definitely makes the game a more skill-driven experience. You obviously still shouldn't go in expecting a challenging experience, but it definitely puts up more of a fight.
And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Vault, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.